Part 1, Introduction. Emily sat at her computer, reading about the dark web with curiosity. Her friends had warned her that it was dangerous and she shouldn't venture there, but she had always been a curious soul. One night, while alone at home, she decided to take a peek into the dark web. After downloading and installing the Tor browser, she felt ready to step into the mysterious world. As she entered the dark web, she began to navigate among numerous links. Emily stumbled upon a mysterious forum titled Dark Night. It was a place where horror stories and paranormal events were discussed. Emily clicked on a story-sharing thread and began reading. The story was about a man whose relationship turned horrifying after he met someone while browsing the dark web. As Emily read, the room around her suddenly grew cold, and all the lights in her home went out. Part 2, Into the Darkness. Emily's room was engulfed in darkness, and the eerie silence around her sent shivers down her spine. She quickly grabbed her phone and turned on the flashlight. As she scanned her room with its dim light, she realized that something was amiss. The door opened, and she saw that the power was out in her house, as well as all the streetlights outside. Emily reached for her phone to call the police, but when she tried, the call ended abruptly with no response. Meanwhile, her computer screen, which was still lit, displayed the Dark Night Forum's homepage with a chilling message, "Darkness calls, come." Who had sent this message, and how was it even possible? Emily, now panicking, tried to shut down her computer, but it turned back on by itself, displaying the same message. Suddenly, her bedroom door creaked open, and she felt a presence in the room. She couldn't see anyone, but it felt like something was playing with her. Emily slammed the door shut and locked it, then desperately tried to dial the police again. But her phone screen was now covered in black smoke, and when she screamed, all the lights in her room suddenly came back on. Her eyes were drawn back to her computer screen, where a single, dark eye appeared. The eye seemed to stare into her soul as it whispered, "Welcome, Emily. You are now one with the darkness." Part 3, Dark Revelation. Emily, feeling trapped by a malevolent force, withdrew from the computer screen, overwhelmed by fear. The lights in her room remained on, but the tension was palpable. The message on her computer screen had taken a more sinister turn. "You have entered the realm of dark night." The room's stillness was broken only by her rapid, shallow breaths. The door to her bedroom, the source of her dread, remained shut and locked. Emily's mind raced, seeking a way out of this nightmarish situation. The dark eye on the computer screen seemed to pierce through her, and Karanlik Adams' voice echoed hauntingly, "Emily, I shall now narrate a tale from the depths of darkness." With bated breath, Emily listened to Karanlik Adams' tale, which began to unfold in disturbing detail. It was the story of a man who had become obsessed with tracing a dark web trail, only to disappear mysteriously. A few days later, all that emerged was a cryptic message. Emily's heartbeat quickened as she absorbed the chilling narrative. She felt the dread of the man's fate, realizing that she was now caught up in a similar tale of darkness herself. Karanlik Adams' voice trembled as he continued, "Emily, by the end of this story, you will learn of the horrifying fate that befell that man. Now, it's your turn. Dark Night shall craft a story with you in it." Emily, feeling trapped and with no other choice, accepted the sinister task laid before her. Karanlik Adam had promised her survival if she completed the mission. He once again vanished into the digital abyss, and Emily's room fell back into an unsettling silence. Part 4. Closing in. Emily began her journey deeper into the dark web, determined to complete the ominous task set before her. The mission was fraught with danger, and the ever-present feeling of dread weighed heavily on her. As she delved further into the enigmatic corners of the dark web, she encountered unknown threats and unearthed sinister secrets. With each step, Emily felt herself becoming increasingly isolated. She distanced herself from friends and family, consumed by her mission. The dark web's treacherous depths seemed to swallow her whole. As time passed, Emily realized that her every move was being monitored. Her room grew colder, and her surroundings took on an eerie, unnatural quality. The world beyond her computer screen felt distant and surreal. One day, after successfully completing the mission, she found herself trapped. Karanlik Adam had set a cunning trap, and when the task was done, she realized her life was in grave danger. Emily felt helpless as Karanlik Adam closed in. Panic surged within her, but she had no choice but to face her fate head-on. Her room, once a haven, now felt like a prison. Part 5. Unveiling Darkness. Emily found herself imprisoned, the malevolent presence of Karanlik Adam drawing ever closer. The mission had been completed, and her life was now in peril. She attempted to escape the clutches of her digital captor, but it seemed impossible. Karanlik Adam materialized out of the darkness, inching toward her. As he removed his mask, his face was adorned with cryptic markings, a testament to the sinister path he had chosen. "Emily," he whispered menacingly, "you are now a part of Dark Night." Emily, trembling with fear, cried out, "What do you want?" Karanlik Adam grinned ominously. "The mysteries of the dark web are profound. We will explore them together. Now, I shall give you a task. If you succeed, perhaps you may survive." Emily realized she had no other option but to accept. Karanlik Adam's grip on her life was unrelenting. He outlined the task: a perilous journey into the dark web to uncover dangerous information. The clock was ticking, and her life depended on her success. Emily felt isolated and abandoned, detached from the world she once knew. Her every move was dictated by her captor, and her room, once a sanctuary, had become a nightmarish prison. As days turned into weeks, Emily's determination to complete the task grew. She delved deeper into the treacherous recesses of the dark web, risking everything in a desperate bid to survive. Part 6. The Dark Conclusion. Emily, trapped in the web of Karanlik Adam's control, continued her perilous journey into the dark web. The task at hand was fraught with danger, and the threats seemed to lurk around every virtual corner. As the deadline for her mission drew near, the weight of her predicament pressed heavily upon her. Days turned into anxious nights as Emily's life teetered on the edge of despair. She grew increasingly isolated from the outside world, alienated from friends and family. The dark web's grip on her tightened, and its sinister secrets began to consume her. Eventually, Emily successfully completed the mission assigned to her. Yet, with her task finished, she faced a new and terrifying revelation. Karanlik Adam had set a trap, and her life was now in imminent danger. Desperation gripped Emily as Karanlik Adam closed in on her. She fought to escape his malevolent presence, but found herself powerless in the face of an insidious adversary. Her room, once a sanctuary, had become a suffocating prison. One fateful day, an unexpected twist of fate occurred. Karamlik Adam vanished, leaving Emily in a state of shock. She found herself alone, free from his clutches. The days that followed were marked by uncertainty and fear. With the dark web behind her, Emily left it all behind and vowed never to return. She sealed her computer and refused to reopen the digital Pandora's box that had ensnared her. Yet, the haunting memories of her ordeal would forever haunt her. The experience had changed her, leaving her a shell of her former self, forever marked by her journey into the depths of the dark web.